Hey guys, it's Joe from American Muscle, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Raxiom Smoked Tail Lights, fitting all 99 to 04 Mustangs, excluding 99, 2000, and 2001 Cobras. Now, this is going to be a great option for you if you're looking to mix classic, understated OEM build quality with a nice, modern, lightly smoked look. So what do we have with the Raxiom Smoked Tail Lights? Before we get into the details here, one thing I want to touch on is build quality. And it's hard to convey this on camera, but we're gonna get this side by side with the factory light in just a second here and really point out the differences. But build quality on the Raxioms, it's gonna be right on par with the Ford stuff, so there's gonna be no condensation or anything like that with a set of Raxiom tail lights like this one. The big difference between the two, however, is going to be the lens. The Raxioms, they're going to feature about a 35% tint, which is going to be a little bit toward the lighter side, but it's going to make a huge difference in the rear appearance of any new Edge Mustang. If you're going for a blackout build on the rear end of your SN95, these are going to be a no-brainer. And in fact, if you've never even modded your Mustang before, these are going to be really, really easy to install. I would recommend during the install, pick up a set of taillight sequencers to get that classic Mustang 1, 2, 3 when you flip on the turn signals. And you could even pair this with a deck lid blackout panel to really tie the rear end of your Mustang together. These are also DOT approved, so these are going to be street legal. No matter where you live, these are always going to pass inspection. Pricing for both housings, and these are sold in a pair, it's going to drop in right around 125 bucks. And again, I've been saying it a couple times, for what these add in terms of presence to the rear of your Mustang, that is going to be a no-brainer. The install is going to be very, very easy. Again, these are just housings, so no wiring knowledge necessary. I'm going to give these an easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Should take you at most an hour to get this done in your driveway with nothing but some basic hand tools. So without any further ado, let me show you what tools you'll need and how it's done. Tools we use for this install are going to include a 10mm socket, ratchet, trim panel removal tool, and a flathead screwdriver. So now we can start our install. First things first though, to get access to the hardware, we have to remove this trunk liner. And in order to do that, we're gonna need the trim panel removal tool and flathead screwdriver. We're gonna start by removing this plastic piece. 4 push pins hold this on. Then we can drop off that big plastic piece here. And that's going to allow us to pull this out. And that is held on either side with 2 more threaded push pins. Now these are threaded on just like a screw, and they do have that slot in there for a flathead screwdriver. So we're just gonna unscrew those. There's 1 on either side. And we're gonna do the same thing over here on the other side as well. Now we can pull out this whole piece of liner at the back. So now we're going to remove the taillight housing from our Mustang, and that is done by removing the 4 11mm bolts from inside the trunk. We're going to remove all these bulbs and then substitute out our housing. After that, you can go ahead and reinsert this into this panel. And then re-secure that with the 11mm nuts. So we have our Raxiom fully installed over here on the passenger side. And while we still have our factory stuff over there on the driver's side, I figured now would be the perfect time to stop down and draw some differences between these two. But first, let's start with some similarities, and it's hard to convey this one on camera, but build quality between these two going to be, as near as makes no difference, identical. Henceforth, this was awarded that DOT compliance like I said earlier. Also, the reverse light, that is not going to be smoked at all. That remains completely clear, just like on the factory stuff. However, the big difference is going to be for the rest of this lens. This is going to feature that very light smoke, which is just going to give you that modern touch, and that is going to be a huge improvement in the rear looks for any new edge out there. And again, while you're in here, I would recommend picking up those taillight sequencers, and a deck lid blackout panel would definitely add to your clout levels. So without any further ado, we're gonna turn the lights off, head over and do the same thing over on the driver's side as well. Now, it looks like on this housing, we did lose a stud somewhere along the line. There's definitely supposed to be something up here at the top, but other than that, it's gonna be the same exact process. And then we can remove all these bulbs and transfer over our housing. After that, we're just gonna drop back in our liner and secure it with those screw-in clips and push pins. Guys, that is going to do it for me. It's also going to do it for the Raxiom Smoked Tail Lights, fitting all 99 04 Mustangs, excluding 99, 2000, and 2001 Cobras. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more like this one. Keep it right here at American Muscle for all things Mustang.